Hello, everybody. I am Terry Cole, and I am founder and missionary at Street Youth Ministry, or SYMin, as we pronounce it. Today, I am asking everyone to help us hit 400 new subscribers to our newsletter. This will unlock $6,000 in funding for soft skills. These skills are proven by a double blind study recently concluded by UT on our clients to improve outcomes. So, learning how to stand up for yourself and how to disagree without a confrontation and how to talk assertively about yourself in a positive way inside turn into being able to deal better with drug pressures, sexual pressures, and handle conflict less aggressively. We've always known that, but now we can prove it. So we're asking you to go to our website or just text me at 512-553-3796, 512-553-3796 with your email, and we will add you to our list. And when we can hit 400 by the end of June, we will unlock this funding, which is awesome. Today, I did a presentation at Tarrytown United Methodist Church for a large Sunday school class, and I'm going to share some of what we talked about. So, three things about me. I was a geek for 25 years and still am, but had a high-tech career. I moved into nonprofit world in 2008, and the very next year, I allowed this little animal named Rosie to own me, and we've been together ever since. How I got here. My high tech career was rewarding, but I kept feeling a call to mission work. I did a lot of short term mission work in countries typical of short term mission: Mexico, Cuba, Africa. Um, and I went there for a purpose. In Africa, we were scouting out for World Vision. In Cuba, we were learning what the suppressed church looks like and how it thrives. In Mexico, we were building buildings. But on all of my short-term mission trips, I would, one way or another, always end up hanging out with young people who were labeled ne'er-do-wells. In Africa, some people approached me from World Vision and said, those girls you've been hanging out with that have those young children that you've been making balloon animals for, you understand what they are, right? And they were prostitutes, and I understood that, but they still liked to tell me about their lives and share their stories with me. In Cuba, I ended up listening to the liberated young people who had all the freedoms in the world, free education, all the alcohol and drugs and sex they could handle, but how miserably sad they were in their lives. And in Mexico, the build leaders very quickly figured out I couldn't lay a line of straight bricks, and so they asked me to work with youth instead, and I ended up working with the troubled young adults, who wouldn't even come to the Bible studies, but played soccer around the edges. So pretty soon I figured out what my calling was. And so I started volunteering to feed the homeless in Austin, and it turned out they were young adults. And that was in 2003. In 2008, I spent 2 months of my sabbatical with two unpaid internships, one in a social work organization, one in a faith-based organization. In 2008 of October, high tech left me behind during the Great Recession, or whatever we call that financial meltdown, and I did 2 1-year internships as I founded Street Youth Ministry. Those were both unpaid. And we started our first event in 2009 to fill some food gaps on Friday. Kids asked me all kinds of religious questions, and so we began a Bible study in 2010, a prayer time in 2011, and we just kept adding events that met needs. And so we had 12 events all over the Guadalupe neighborhood. In 2017, we opened a sort of clubhouse environment in a location that had served people, young homeless adults, for 15 to 20 years, but had closed due to financial pressures. And so we stepped in and started doing that. And that's pretty much how I got into this business. It's definitely a call, and it has definitely grown and evolved over time. Um, what we do, put simply, is we provide practical help to 65 unique people, 28 years or under, weekly in Austin. That's 65 people. That's 500 a year, and that practical needs take the form of food, clothing, toiletries, self care items, camping equipment, and so on. But what we do while they're gathering supplies is we form relationships during the many visits they make to us. We intend to visit with them at least 40 times. Um, we determine in those visits what they want and when they want it, and we provide guidance to help them achieve what they want. We do not do it for them. Um, they come to us in different stages. There are stages where they don't want much, and we provide them with resources, but we don't worry too much about the fact that they're not doing much yet. And then they get interested in sort of a hot cold nature, and then it gets real, and they're pretty desperate for change and to do things. And then finally, they're focused and changing, and we support them throughout all of those, but in different ways based on where they're at. And we continue fostering that relationship often for many years through different cycles. We rely on lots of partners who have programs that are more specific in terms of when you're ready, you may be qualified for job training, or when you're ready, you may be qualified for supported housing, or when you're ready, you may be able to go to a rehab. And they enter those programs and they progress through those programs, and they may exit those programs and they return to us for that overarching guidance. Um, and this is just some pictures of what it looks like. We provide camping food bags. We never closed during the pandemic. We were in times almost the only source of food. We borrowed from the Cuban experience and understood how to ration calories. But while they're getting food, they hang out and talk. They may come for access to lots of donated clothing, but after that happens, they sit and talk about what the future looks like, what the present frustrations are, what the present pains are. And in doing so, they work out a plan for themselves. When I come to your church to speak, and we're available to speak, we ask that you have a group of 20 or more in order to respect time. We're happy to handle groups smaller than 20, but we should do that virtually. We stop at this point and collect your questions and answer them. And remember that we need additional newsletter subscribers to unlock that special training. So please do text now your email address to 512-553-3796. We don't spam you. It's not a fundraising letter. It is an awareness raising letter. You will get stories 4 times a year about amazing young people, about amazing ministry, and the ways that you can help. But it is not an appeal letter. We will not spam you until you give. It's simply an awareness raising thing. And we need your help to hit 400 newsletters this month. So where are we? We have a physical location at 408 West 23rd Street in the basement. We rent from a church that is our landlord. We are next to University Presbyterian Church. We also do outreach in San Marcos and across the city. We have virtual groups who participate from Austin, from other cities that they have moved to in Texas, as well as from all over the country. And we do have a helpline where new people can call us to get referred to us. When you decide to drop off things, we do that Monday through Friday during our open hours, which are 12 to 4 right now. And you will look for this door. It's wooden. It's not glass. It has our logo painted on it in bright colors. You don't need to park. You'll pull up to that door, ring the doorbell that is right next to the door, and we will help you unload food, canned food, non-perishable food, safely transported perishable food that may be left over from partying or catering, as well as clothing appropriate for young adults, all sizes. And we will help you unload that, and we will give it out as part of our work together. We were never closed during the pandemic, as I mentioned. We did, however, have to move from our clubhouse format into this curbside service format. Like everyone, we adapted. We served more people during the pandemic than the year before. Our clients achieved more change than the year before. It, our client program grew more than during the pandemic than it had the prior year. So our model continues to work. We call it the drop-by model today. In addition to that, we have online support groups throughout the day and some in the evening. We also take vehicles or trucks full of donated items to provide additional support to young people over in the other neighborhoods of Austin and in nearby towns such as San Marcos. We have all kinds of innovative groups, Bible studies, prayer times, peer support groups, game night, talent night, all sorts of things to keep it fresh and inviting. But all of these groups end up with someone saying, I'm struggling right now so much with whatever it is. And the clients will be supportive and our team members will be supportive. And we find out what it is they need to do, whether they know how to do it, whether any of the clients on the group know how to do it. And if all else fails, we may offer some advice on how to do it, but we really like to find out what the client knows and what their peers know, because that's the best source of support is in a community formed around them. So everybody always likes to hear stories, and we like to tell stories. Our clients are at the center of our ministry, and they're the greatest thing about our ministry. This last month has the month of May or the month of April was super hard. We got our bell rung in just about every conceivable way as a team and as a ministry. We had 2 clients die from the streets. They were both drug related, probably both fentanyl poisoning related. We've had violence on the streets. We've had violent threats to our team. We've had significant property damage. We have police issues in Austin. We have meth epidemic in Austin, and they are impacting our homeless young adults too. But in the midst of all of that, we continue serving. And I asked my team what their favorite moments were from April. And here are their answers. One favorite was about a client who's gotten sober of alcohol, gotten and held down jobs, and come back into his child's life stronger than ever as the dad of a toddler. We couldn't be prouder, and he loves to occasionally drop by and give us updates. And he continues to struggle, but he has tools and support to handle it, and he's doing very well. And that is a favorite moment, and he has turned his life around in just a year, which is a very fast time for the street. He certainly has a long road ahead of him, but he's doing well, and we love that. Another favorite, we were reminded of this woman just had a baby and has built a home for that baby and has built skills so that she has taken that baby home and is being a great mom. And but we were reminded that not so long ago she had just been released from a gunpoint drug dealer hostage situation. She was in a horrible crisis. One of our team members stopped and just sat down with her to hear the story and find out what was going on, and prayed with her. And she has become sober, gotten a job, built skills, and is now parenting the way she has always wanted to. And it too is not a simple road. She's certainly not at the end of that road, but we couldn't be prouder. And she was part of our April highlight, getting to see how that has all come to fruition for her. Another favorite is, we all love success stories, but that's not everything, right? We love all of our clients, including the ones who who only are occasionally able to do what they think is the right thing. Um, One of our favorite moments from April was seeing, this client who's still in, has ongoing issues, be sober. He showed up sober. He was lucid. There's definitely, some lasting impacts from using drugs and meth and other things. Um, he will probably heal from that over time. We continue to pray for him that way, but it is wonderful to see him on the upswing. We don't know if it'll last, but we are here for him, and we will continue to be here for him. And it's really nice to see when change happens. This is another client, also um, part of a favorite moment of April. He was very vulnerable. He has been very vulnerable. He's still in the grips of a meth addiction. He shows up at our events. He lingers. He talks. He wants to change, but he somehow isn't quite ready to do so yet. But we love that he shows up and that he's honest, and we believe in him, and will continue to do so. So those are some favorites. Um, Guidance is the thing. This is not what Bible study looks like every day, but this was a Bible study. You can see our little Zoom hybrid device sitting on that table, and we have a half circle of chairs, and people are sitting there, and they are listening, and they are engaging, and they are interested in the possibility of faith as a resource. They are interested in each other's lives. They are interested in a better future. The potential of guidance to change their lives is proven over and over again in the amazing work that our team gets to do. And so guidance is the thing. It's what we do. It's what we're proud of, and it's what we'll keep doing. So that's what we talked about today, and I really appreciate you watching. Do remember to send us your email address so we can add you to our newsletter. We need to hit this 400 new subscribers this month to unlock $6,000 in funding that will help change lives. The young people, young adults have to make difficult choices every day, and we want to give them better soft skills to make those choices and handle navigation of these difficult waters, and do so with far better outcome. I'm always asked what our biggest needs are. We need volunteers from 12 to 4 so our staff can do more guidance. We're not asking you to be the cook. We're asking you to be the prep chef. We're not asking you to be the counselor. We're asking you to be the gopher and back our team up so that they can spend more time with the clients. It's a pretty easy work. We would love to have you. We are asking you to help build more awareness in the community so we can hire and train more team members. We pray for more hours with clients. That often means more team or more funding so we can spend more. We have some practical needs. We need red plastic HEB bags. We do not want to pay $1 for them each, but those are the best bags to give our clients with a food in them because they don't rip, they don't tear, they don't look strange. And they can be used for quite a while on the streets. So we really need those red plastic HEB bags. We need men's shorts. We need bug spray. We're looking for half a yard of large river rock, 4 or 6 inch, for some art projects. And we are also on the lookout for a new location. So those of you with land, we could take a new donation as long as it's on a bus route. Or those of you who are in the real estate market, always be looking on. We think potentially something like an old Sonic site is almost ideal. It provides us the building for storage and lots of covered outdoor space for programming and putting mobile trailers in for mobile services and the like. So thanks for watching and really appreciate it. Do join our mailing list so we can hit this number. Thanks much. Bye.